Imran Khan is the most popular politician in Pakistan right now, without a question. So the most popular guy in the country, remember, before he entered politics, he was a cricket player, and a very successful one too. So he's got status and stardom from both his sports career and his political career. Loved. Not by everyone, but by most. And that's enough. It's more than enough. And somehow they still get rid of him. You got 4 people, a margin of 4 votes, a bunch of nobodies, a bunch of losers who just randomly decide to get rid of the most popular politician in Pakistan. The prime minister, not just any person, the prime minister. And I told you from the first minute, the Americans are behind this because they didn't like him taking a neutral stance. Did I not say this a million times? Lo and behold, the proof. This is why they didn't allow him to publish it. This is why it's taken over a year for somebody to leak this document for it to finally come out. The Pakistanis did what's called a démarche, right? Which is basically a word for a formal protest, right? A diplomatic protest or a dress down, okay? So what they did is the Pakistani Foreign Ministry lodged a formal complaint with the American embassy saying that this is outrageous behavior. You know, what are you doing trying to meddle in the internal affairs of Pakistan? Even if there's a vote of no confidence, what do you mean you're meeting with the Pakistani ambassador and telling him you want the prime minister to be removed? It's none of your business who the prime minister in Pakistan is. You're meddling in internal affairs at the highest level possible. And keep in mind, the Americans have always meddled in Pakistan because, you know, Pakistan for them is like, they want it to be, you know, a wild west, or shall I say a wild east, right? It's right next to Afghanistan, as I said. And then with Al-Qaeda, you know, up in the border area, if we're talking about the Khyber Pass and Peshawar, the Americans, the CIA, they exploited this and used this area to finance the Mujahideen, which then led to Al-Qaeda. And, you know, and then when the so-called war on terror came, they killed so many people in Pakistan. That's one of the reasons Imran Khan was sick of the Americans, because they always pretend like Pakistan's a friend, you know, that they're partnered together against Al-Qaeda and against the Taliban. But actually what ends up happening is they just kill a bunch of people that are, and most of them being civilians that have nothing to do with terrorism. And there's, you know, an omnipresent American military, you know, permanent American military in Pakistan, and they're abusing their relationship with Pakistan. It's a lot like what you see, of course, in Africa, right? So you have the French and the Americans pretending like, oh, yes, we're friends, right? So they say this to Niger and Burkina Faso and Chad and Mali, and pretend like they're partnered together against, you know, jihadists. But actually what they're doing is they're just creating an excuse to put their bases there and stay there forever, right? So Imran Khan was very aware of this, and this is another one of the reasons they don't like him, because he wasn't anti-American, not in the least. He understood the value of his country and he didn't want to be disrespected. He wanted sovereignty, okay? And that's too much. You cannot have sovereignty.